Hello and welcome, everybody, to another episode of Last Week in Quantum. I'm your host, Bill Roth, self-proclaimed Silicon Valley marketing genius. This show is where we discuss last week's news in the world of quantum computing and its impacts on the worlds of cybersecurity, AI, and more. With us this week are my colleagues, Brandon Dennis, Director of Operations at Q-Secure, and of course, new to the show, Jackson DeWitt, Quantum Research Analyst at Q-Secure. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. Great to be here.
So, Brandon, great list of stories this week. Lots going on in quantum. There was some news last week about quantum computing in healthcare. Tell us about it. That's kind of an interesting, those two things you think go together. Tell us about that news.
Let's kick it off here, Bill, with the global quantum computing and healthcare market is on a trajectory for substantial growth with a projected market size of $1 billion by 2030. The market is expected to experience a remarkable compound annual growth rate of 45% during the forecasted period. That article comes to us by Globe News Wire. Jackson, what's your take on that?
Oh, this is fantastic for the industry because historically, healthcare has moved very slow when it comes to software and tech, especially in terms of cybersecurity and safety. So this is great for the industry. It's a great move, and there's nothing more secure that needs to be more secure than patients' healthcare info. So this is great.
Excellent. I also saw there was an article about quantum secure vehicles. There's more and more software, obviously, getting loaded into software. So quantum security is going to be important. Tell us a little bit more about that, Brandon.
You know, Bill, our cars are turning into computers. So I pulled an article from eetimes.eu, and it mentions that our automobiles are increasingly reliant on software. The potential security attack surfaces multiply as the auto industry adds more software-defined functionality to our vehicles, and the prospect of fully autonomous cars is ever more likely. EE Times Europe spoke to Brian Carlson and Jopi Bas, apologies if I messed up those names, of NXP Semiconductors to understand the benefit of migrating to software-defined vehicle architectures and the future security threats posed by quantum computing technologies.
Excellent. So this is one issue that I don't know that we can cover enough, and that's I think there was an article or two about how people are reacting and how people are really looking to understand the implications of how quantum computing will affect business and society. Talk to me about the news around that.
Yeah, out of Forbes this week, an article titled 14 Business and Social Challenges Quantum Computing Could Impact. I'll allow you to read the article to get all 14 points that Forbes made. The highlight of the article was that quantum computing may have near limitless possibilities, but what's likely to fire the imaginations of many lay people is quantum's impact on the constant but pressing and serious issues businesses and society as a whole face. It turns out that quantum computing may soon be making everyday work easier and genuinely improving our quality of life. Jackson, any take on that?
Well, yeah, it's no secret that there's many limitless benefits to quantum computing and what this could offer for businesses and people around the world. However, what that comes with is the threat of quantum attacks, and it scales with each other. The more funding that goes into these great benefits, the more funding that goes into these potential threats, and that's why security is paramount for this new coming development.
Excellent. So we had an article last week about, we've already talked about the sort of growing healthcare market, which is awesome. There was an article in VentureBeat that talks about the implications of quantum computing potentially pulling some of the oxygen out of the market away from AI. Tell us what's going on there, Brandon.
How's that for an article title, Bill? Move over AI. Quantum computing will be the most powerful and worrying technology. In 2022, leaders in the U.S. military, technology, and cybersecurity community said that they considered 2023 to be the reset year for quantum computing. They estimated the time it will take to make systems quantum safe will match the time that the first quantum computers that threaten their security will become available, both around 4 to 6 years. It's vital that industry leaders quickly start to understand the security issues around quantum computing and take action to resolve the issues that will arise when this powerful technology surfaces. Jackson, I know that's a topic near and dear to all of our hearts.
For the longest time, people have been putting a timeline on quantum readiness and quantum computing being developed, and shorter and shorter is what that timeline gets every time a new article is released. And now we're sitting at 4 to 6 years. That makes this an extreme priority, and it's not going to be an instant switch to quantum and quantum readiness, but it's going to be a quickly moving gradual switch, if that makes sense. It's coming.
It makes a lot of sense, especially you've seen sort of pretty solid compound annual growth rates from the healthcare article, and I think it's going to be a really interesting play as to how the need to get to AI, but the need to also be more secure, how those two play off, because oftentimes they're going to be using the same resources. Well, that about wraps it up for today. If you want to know more, check for the links in the show notes of this video, and you'll see the list of articles that our Crackerjack research staff finds each week. And if you want to sign up for our weekly news summary, you can go to qsecure.com/contact-us to sign up. The show has been brought to you by QSecure. QSecure, your quantum security problem solved. Did you know the bad actors in nation states are collecting your encrypted data today so they can decrypt it when a large enough quantum computer comes around? QSecure can help with that. For more information, check out qsecure.com or call us at 650-356-8001. That's QUSECURE.com. That's right, qsecure.com, 650-356-8001. That's all for today's show. I'm your host, Bill Roth, humble, self-proclaimed marketing genius. And today with me has been my esteemed colleagues, Brandon Dennis, Director of Operations. Thank you, Brandon. As well as the ineffable Jackson DeWitt, quantum research analyst with QSecure. Again, thank you very much, Jackson.
Thank you, Bill. Great to be here.
Our show today was produced by Ms. Trina Mabune. Our managing producer is Mr. Paul Fruchner. The show was written by Brandon Dennis and Bill Roth. Our chief researcher is Jenna Mitchell. Thanks again for finding all these articles, Jenna. And our boss and founder is Rebecca Crothammer. That's all for this week in Quantum. We'll see you next week.